Good evening, everyone. This is Debbie Wetzler, and tonight I'm coming to you live from Maryland again. I was just in beautiful Myrtle Beach with a group of friends that I've known for 40 years, I guess. And it was absolutely wonderful. But as Carolyn was just saying, it's very hot and humid all around the country, it seems like. I hope everybody's safe from the storm that came and hit up the middle of the country, um, our first hurricane. I hope nobody was affected, but if they are, I would love them to jump on and let us know that you're safe and that the storm is kind of passing, I hope. And I am one of your upline diamonds. David Silverman is the other one for some of you. I'm everybody's, but he's there. He is in New York today, and he is doing meetings, and so he's not going to be able to jump on the team phone call. So I am going to do it with the help of some friends who are moving quickly because they have decided to do kind of a 90-day push or just really get their act together for the summer, because people are out and about. They love learning about new things. They love hearing about stuff that can help them. People, they're going out, they're probably more active. They maybe get more sore quickly. They get insect bites. I mean, you know what all this stuff can work on. So there's all kinds of things in the summer that are different than the winter. So we're going to have them share with us. And we do this call because we're a team together. And that's what I have loved about ASEA from the very, very beginning. As most of you know my story, and I'm not going to tell it right now, but I was working double shifts at a restaurant. And so I wasn't available most of the time. And what I loved about this was, like, from the very beginning, Cindy and Bo Buck and the Gates and Denny and Trish and all of the people who were my upline team said, "It's fine, Debbie, just tell them to call us." And I had never had support like that in any other company. And so literally what I trained every single person, because I worked every single night. So if people needed me at night, I would say, "Okay, I'm not going to be available. I'm really sorry. I will be one of these years." I didn't know how long it would take, but if you can just call, and I made sure that they all had, which is in the infrastructure for all of you, all of the uplines. And so they were very happy to call them. The upline was very happy to help, and that's what I have loved about this from the very beginning. If it wasn't for the Bucks and the Gates and Denny and Trish and Alan Noble sometimes, um, then I wouldn't be where I am today. So I hope you're using us as a team, because this is what this is all about. We're here to help people first be educated about it, even when you're first getting started. We're here to help you as a team. We're here to help you, cheer you on when you go, up in rank, or you've signed up your first person, or you've done a fast forward, or whatever it is. We're here to cheer you on. We're also here if you have issues. And diamonds have a diamond direct line to the company. So if you've all of a sudden realized that, uh-oh, I signed up Carla on the wrong side, I need to have it changed immediately. If you can call us, we can help you with that. That's part of being a team. And so please feel free to reach out to any of us. We're here to help, like I said. And moving together as a team and having a team phone call just kind of keeps us moving together. We're synchronistic this way. When we get to convention, which is coming up very quickly, we'll all be able to go up and see each other. You'll be able to say hi to Carolyn or Anita or Elisa or Craig or anybody, because you're seeing them online if they allow themselves to be seen. And hopefully they do occasionally. And also, just for convention, you might want to kind of pull this out and get it ready. Most of Tammy's team has always brought a red bandana with them. And you can put it anywhere, around your neck, in your pocket, around your purse, whatever you've got going on. And that way you know that you're all part of Tammy Gates' team, which we all are. And you have something in common. So you could go up to anybody with a red handkerchief and say, "Hey, I'm part of Tammy's team. Where are you? Who's your upline?" And you can start a conversation that way. It's just easier. So make sure that you're doing that, because we are part of a big team. So I had asked, there's going to be somebody that gets on because he just has a really good testimonial. And he's going to jump on in just a little bit. I'll just ask if anybody else has a testimony they'd like to share very quickly. That's just happened or something like that.
Hey, Debbie.
Yes.
If anybody doesn't jump on, I know that she looks like she's driving, but Buffy gave us an amazing story on Saturday.
Oh, fabulous. Okay. Buffy, let me see if I can unmute you. Because I know it's. There it is. Okay, Buffy, can you share?
Yeah, can you hear me or do I need to pick up the phone and hold it?
No, we can hear you just fine. I'm
Okay,
going to mute out Carolyn again. Oh, there we go. I'll mute myself out because there's feedback.
Okay. All right. You want me to go now? Okay, great. Yeah, so hi everybody. I've actually just parked up, landed in my driveway, so I can actually hold this now and be steady. So I'm board certified in complementary and alternative health, and I've been using the redox molecules, with my clients and with my family and friends, and I've had really great benefits. And about 6 months in, well, actually, no, I take that back. In January, I thought, well, I want some more benefits, and I want to see what else my body will do if I actually increase what I'm taking. And I had some really fantastic benefits prior to, so some of you might know that, but this one is fantastic. Where I started drinking double the amount just to see what my body was going to be capable of doing and what else it would give me. And so 4 ounces twice a day, and all of a sudden my body started asking me for a nap. So a couple of days, and 4 days, and I needed a nap. And I knew as a practitioner that when your body's asking you for more sleep, it wants more healing and more restorative time. And so I went ahead and I obliged. Well, I want you to know that in 2005, I lost my sense of smell and taste because I was using an over-the-counter nasal cold product. And I wasn't able to resolve that over the years. I just thought, it's gone. I can't smell when I'm sauteing onions or ground beef or anything. But I also couldn't tell what had gone bad in my refrigerator. And so, I had to rely on other people to do really important things in my life. But when I woke up from my nap when I woke up from needing naps on day 5, I had all of my energy back, of course, but I could smell and taste again. And yeah, and the important thing really about this is about 3 weeks later, I was awoken in the middle of the night to the smell of smoke. We had a fire in our attic, and I was the one that woke up. My husband didn't wake up. And truly, honestly, with every fiber of my being, I know that redox molecules helped my body to repair itself, and it saved our lives. I can't tell you what this has done for me and my
You're
family.
on mute, Debbie.
I unmuted, so I don't know what happened. But is your house okay? Did you put the fire
Wait,
out?
hang on, I can't hear again. Are you there?
We're here.
Oh, okay, now I can hear you again. You guys were still muted to me. Did you have a question for me?
I asked you if your house was okay and if you got the fire out okay.
My house is okay, thank you. We did. And everybody is okay. We breathed in a lot of insulation, a lot of really toxic stuff. So I was pretty sick for quite some time, and I really wasn't able to talk about it because then we had some other things going on that I needed to deal with, and so I had to have mum's the word with what I was dealing with. But we're all fine. Thank you very much. And all of the repairs have been done, and everything got covered properly, so now I can speak properly.
That is quite a story. And that's so wonderful. You've got your sense of smell back.
Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how amazing it is to smell and taste again.
Yes.
And it's the little things, really. I mean, and to some people that might be a little thing, but I seriously believe it saved our lives, and there's nothing. It's huge.
Right. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. That's quite a story. So, wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
Somebody is asking if you put it on a See a Healthy Self because they have a neighbor who has lost their sense of smell also.
Oh, no, I haven't, but I will. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the gentleman that I had asked to share because he just had tried to get a hold of me right before the phone call was Kevin Gedney, and I noticed that he's jumped on. Kevin, are you there? You want to share what happened with your cousin, I think it was?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
We can hear you great.
Excellent. Thanks, Deb. Hey,
Sure.
is this a compliant testimony, or can I use names of diseases?
No, go ahead. It's our team phone call. I
Okay.
post it, but as
Okay.
long as you guys aren't reposting it on, you're just sending it to, you're listening to it or you're sending it to private people at least.
Yeah. So great. Thanks for that. So it's very interesting because I had a conversation with my cousin, and I knew that he had some serious ailment. It's actually, if I can pronounce it correctly, I will try. It's uh, ankylosing spondylitis and fibromyalgia. And what it is it's your spine, and basically you get arthritis in the spine, up your entire spine. And
Ew.
uh, he's been bedridden basically for the last 3 years, he suffered some very harsh um, issues from the medications he had to take so that he could have surgeries. There was some, and I don't even know all the details, but and there's lots of medical terms and everything that he used that I don't know. But anyway, he nearly didn't make it this past year, which was amazing. But anyway, so I told him about the product, and I sent it to him, and I wanted to read you a couple. He sent me a text. He said, "I'm still pinching myself in the first conversation. I still have a hard time believing this is happening. I can't explain to you what it feels like to constantly think of your mortality and how much longer your body can hold on. I'm always on pain meds, but never out of pain with levels 6 to 7 when I walk. Today was the first time in 20 years I didn't feel pain in every step from the fracture of my L4 vertebrae.
Oh, wow.
Healed, and that was the reason for my last 2 spinal surgeries." And he gave me the dates. The next text he sent me, which was 5 days later, was, "Hi, Kevin. Thanks for the time. My head and neck were almost frozen together when you first called me. I can now rotate my head any way I want. The pain is totally gone from my neck, shoulders, and upper back. I'm hoping this is it for the migraines. This one has been around 2 months, and he's telling me about his ASEA that he's using." He has also sent me another text, and he said, "Kevin, I have walked my dog for the first time in 3 years."
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I am beside myself. I'm just so happy. I can't tell you how many times I've been moved to tears over this conversation. Just when I first had the conversation, I reached out to him because he lives in Ohio. I haven't spoken to him in 20 years. I knew he was ill. I didn't know what he had, and I did all this stuff, and it's just the miracles that this product does for people is just amazing. So. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you and for others that there's so many
Wow.
things this product does.
Oh, this is,
It's amazing, right?
Here's in Buffy's testimonial. Yes, it's amazing.
I mean,
Of course, this is why we do this.
that's right. We're 15 days into this product. 15
Wow.
days. And
Wow.
I told him, when we started this, I said, "Hey, don't expect miracles. Don't expect anything. We know this takes time. Some people might see something in a week. Most people will see some type of result they were looking for in a month. And again, the company asks that you try it for 90 days until you get the results that you're looking for. And
Yes.
to have this happen in such short order has just been a real blessing. Anyway, thanks for letting me share it. And that was the testimony.
I can't thank you enough for jumping on and sharing that. Thank you so very much.
Absolutely.
That is really incredible. Sorry I
Yeah.
couldn't take your phone call right before this. I was getting
Oh
ready.
no.
But
And I
anyway, I'm so happy you shared it with
Oh,
everybody because sometimes we just need to hear that. Sometimes we have people that just, they don't feel things, they don't feel things, they don't feel things. And it is
yeah.
a full 90 days and, and it gets a little disheartening. But when you have something like that and what Buffy just had, that's incredible. So
Oh yeah.
thank you.
Yeah, with Buffy, I was thinking the entire time she was giving her testimony, and I'm like, that's dangerous because if you had a fire in your house, and sure enough, there was.
Yeah. Oh, were you thinking that? Oh
I
my
was actually thinking that, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, in a prior life, I did construction and stuff, and actually, I did have a house fire once, so I know how important that is. So yeah, yeah,
Yes.
that's awesome, Buffy. Thanks for sharing that. That was cool.
Well, and I'm so happy about your cousin, and well, send our regards to him.
Thank you, Deb.
Okay,
All right.
absolutely. Okay, wow, two amazing ones. So, um, we are going to continue. What I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to congratulate everybody on the call and that has rank advanced. And the only reason we congratulate people who rank advanced is because then you can tell that they are, they're bringing people on. They're telling stories like Kevin's and Buffy's, and they are getting people educated about what this is so that they can decide to try it themselves. And that's what we want to do. We want to educate people. So, as opposed to being in corporate and being told what you're doing wrong all the time, in our industry, it's lovely because we congratulate you on what you do right. Then we're going to have two people that have really kind of gone above and beyond this summer and are doing a lot of in-homes. We're going to have them share their, what they're doing in their in-homes and how to be successful, and why it's very important if you sign somebody up and they're interested in sharing, go ahead and set up an in-home with them at their house if possible, or offer yours if their house isn't appropriate or something. But anyway, we're going to get into that, and then we're going to welcome new people. And if we have any other testimonials, we can get to them at that point. But I'm going to just keep this going because it's 8:19 already. So I'm just going to share my screen very quickly. We do have rank advancements. We have 27 new ones from last week. When you sign up two people, the computer puts one on your left side and one on your right side, unless you do something to it. And then you become a director from being an associate. So I'd like to congratulate Kristen Kay for being a new director, Maria Romano Duran, Judy May Castro, Christian Joab, Beatrice Majaji, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, and Rhonda Ford. As you sign up people, they start accumulating your points on both sides as more and more auto ships go in or as people sign up. When you get to 300 on both sides, at least, you become a Director 300. So congratulations to our new Director 300s, Carolina Vargas, Derek Tan, Desi Chong, Dr. Ryan Dalzell, Helen Yap, Lori DeMaluat, Cornelia Le Sauvage, Mary Claire Maisie, and that's it for our Director 300s this week. I would be putting out an email very quickly. When you get to 700 points by signing up more people and or them ordering more product or getting their auto ships in, and you get to 700 on both sides, you become a Director 700. And so I would like to congratulate Angel Sun, Natural Healing Center, Teresa Fulton, Alegris Cantinas, or we call them Oli, Amanda and Ryan Botner, Phoebe Tang, Ilang Tong Chen, Iris Riord, Anthony Davis, Wee Ben Chang, and Bhupinder Singh Bede, along with Claudio Giuseppe Di Sierra. Those are all new Director 700s this week. So if you're on the call, or I will be sending it out in an email, we'd like to congratulate you for all the good work you've been doing and sharing and educating people. Again, we hope you are using us as a team, and congratulations for all the great work that you're doing. As I mentioned earlier, we have 2 people that are really moving ahead, and there are others. I'm not saying they're the only 2. But I do know from looking at reports and stuff that they are really moving ahead with their business, and their teams are helping them, of course. They're having in-homes. And one of the beautiful things about in-homes is that people can come, they can be comfortable, and they can be educated about what this is about. But again, you can always have fun. You can have a few appetizers or this or that, whatever you want to share. It's summer. You can have it outdoors. You can do whatever you want, and it's just a more fun, free time to do this. And so I've asked 2 people if they could step up and share with us a little bit about what they're doing with in-homes, so that we can all get great ideas and all know how to do this better. So this is Dr. Carolyn and Paul Hoffman, and Joyce Gladstone and John Connor. And they're 2 couples that are doing this together, and, well, not doing it together as couples. The Hoffmans, are from Virginia, and Joyce and John are from North Carolina, outside the Charlotte area. So I will start with the Hoffmans and let them take over, and I'll mute.
Thanks, Debbie. I'm going to speak on behalf of ourselves for the moment, and then I'm sure Paul's going to chime in. We've always built from day one with the idea of in-homes. We really love getting belly to belly with people, and I know there's a lot of work and there's a lot of ways to share with social media nowadays. But you can have both physical in-homes, and of course you can have virtual in-homes by using Zoom and being able to connect your team wherever they are in the country, which is also a great way to be able to help someone launch themselves. I think from our perspective, we knew from day one when we joined that was how we were going to build immediately. And, as people have probably heard before, David came to do our first in-home for us. So we actually had 25 people who had not, but we had 2 people who'd actually just joined. And then, between us all, we brought in 25 people to that event, which was huge because we had 22 of them actually join within a couple of weeks. So it was a great start. From nothing, and I know that the urgency is always the key piece. I think so many people get stuck in the Director 300, Director 700 zone of misery. That's what I kind of think of it as. Because I think in the beginning when we're excited, we share with people who are maybe more willing to listen to us, but then we get into this area where it's tougher once we've gone through the very first kind of enthusiastic pieces. And so a lot of people will move to Director 300 and 700, but then it's harder to get to that big watershed piece of being bronze. I think that's a pretty tough field. You do a large jump, and it takes a lot of work, to spin those plates and get your D300s in place as well. So it's just not about just you. And I just love to be able to use the in-homes as a way to launch somebody. As Debbie mentioned, if you've got someone who's thinking about people and they're willing to do the invite, I love to use the in-home as a way to just make it really easy for them, because what you're taking away is all of the I've got to learn anything, and just let them do what they're comfortable doing. And what they can do is just be friendly to their friends and be urgent about having a fun event and promoting. And we've kind of talked about this on some of the team pool stuff that we're doing as a cross-line work. But being urgent and being excited when you invite, and sometimes even just saying, keeping it really simple. I mean, certainly don't start to get involved in telling anybody anything, because you're going to go down a rabbit hole so fast, it's just not worth it. So at the beginning, I really was totally honest. It's like, I don't even know how to begin to tell you what this is all about. It's just too big. I'm still trying to wrap my own brain around it. However, what I do know is this is something that's brand new. I know it's something you'll be interested in, and I know at the end of it that you won't think that it was a waste of your time. So I'd love you to be present. This is really important. We obviously promoted the fact that David was coming from Maryland, but I don't think it really matters, where people are coming from. try to promote the event as being unique. Never talk about, oh yeah, we have another one next week. Because it's this one that's important. You don't want them to be able to say, oh, well, I'll come next week. So launching people was how we really dug in that first year in particular, not just for ourselves. We started day one doing them in our in-home. And as we enrolled people, we said we're going to be the hub and the center for everybody as they join, because that way, that was our way of immediately taking the stress off anyone. If they didn't feel comfortable inviting and having a whole bunch in their in-home and they found one or two people that they could connect to, they could bring them to us. So we acted as that hub and made it convenient just to make things simple. The fewer hurdles there are, the easier it is to get people moving. But I think, you know, if you...
May I ask you just one question?
Yeah.
You put 25 people. That's an extraordinary amount of people for most of us. Did you do anything special to actually get them there? I mean, what you said was really good, but did you call them back? Did you call them back with David? Did you give them a ticket? Did you give them an invitation? Did you do anything special? No.
Yeah, I did. I mean, I emailed some people, I phoned some people. I think I kind of created like a little email invitation, but some of that was when I'd already said that we're having this event. We really want to, you know, we'd love you to come. We're really excited about this whole brand new thing. And I did a lot of playing up with, you know, we've got this doctor from the medical board coming down. And I just said to people, there is no way we can have empty seats. I said, I don't care if you're not even interested. Do me a favor. I need rear ends on the seats, right? And I just kind of said, I know that at the end of the day, even if this isn't for you, you're going to find it wasn't a waste of your time. I'm sure you're not going to find it's a waste of your time. So, I mean, that's kind of how we promoted that piece. And obviously we didn't just invite 25 people. I think we talked to about 70 to get them there. And, you know, I think in the essence, it's our urgency and our excitement about what we're saying that gets people willing to make the effort. Because if we're kind of casual and laid back and, you know, I mean, well, if we're not really excited, why would we be excited to make the effort, especially when we're competing with so many other things going on in people's lives? You've got to make this something worth their effort to put the time in, especially if they've got a choice between one thing and another.
Yeah, why not? Hi.
Hi, Paul.
No,
Well,
I just got back from work, and I just thought that all of us tend to give a greater commitment to our employer. And I am my own employer, but yet it's bricks and mortar, and I have to do it. I got there at 7:30 this morning, worked till 8 o'clock, and so forth and so on. And I think the commitment to doing in-homes is so monumental that for us, it is our primary job. It is a personal responsibility to our associates. And because of that, all right, I may go to work at 7 o'clock or 6 in the morning, but for ASEA, we'll jump in the car, drive 4 hours for an in-home of 2 people. You'd hope to have more, but there were 2 people up in New Jersey. We jump in the car and go down to South Carolina. We had a couple of weeks where we encouraged our downline, and we ended up with 3 or 4. One week we had 8 in a week, and we split and went in different directions. So it is not us. It is really just the support and the encouragement and the commitment that we have to get our associates and our team to do the same as we.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we just kind of said, you know, we would call, particularly when we really wanted to get platinum by a certain date, and we were really, you know, moving our momentum over in about 3 months to that point. I mean, we would just keep on connecting with everybody and anyone and say, you know, do you want to have something? Just let us know. Let's put it on the calendar. You know, and they would kind of worry about it. And I said, it doesn't matter. Just invite everybody. Have fun. You know, invite them over for, I don't know, wine and wellness, whatever you want to call it. I mean, find your way to make it fun. And, you know, we'll be there. I mean, you're right. We just did everything and anything to help our group, because if we could help them enroll people, we knew it was going to get us where we needed to get to. But the most important thing is it brings confidence in this whole thing, and it helps encourage people to do more for themselves as well. And, you know, showing them that it can be simple. We're kind of talking about, you know, we would always use, especially, we're doing more Terry Latham's kind of format on things now with Alan Noble's 14-minute video. But in the beginning, we would just do the 6-minute version of Verdis Norton's ASEA Genesis to set the scene about why this company was what it was and what brought it together. And then we just did the little quick draw for the science of molecules, and then we would do the 3 and 5 and answer questions and kind of talk about stuff like that. But, you know, we just did one on Monday here, and we had 29 people here. I mean, Buffy, we had people, associates bringing, but, you know, we had a commitment from everybody for that they would, if they were going to come, because we knew we were going to be pretty packed out, that you couldn't come unless you had somebody with you. And that had to be a guest. Come hell or high water, it didn't matter if your guest said no, that morning you found someone else.
That's a great idea. Because I've gone to places where you couldn't come unless you brought a guest, and everybody had a guest with them, that's for sure.
Right.
And I love the fact that that's what you were doing, especially to begin with. I remember being told by corporate that if I got 60 people in a room 2 weeks after I started, they would send one of our founders out, and that's what they did. And I literally said, you will learn things that you'll never thought. I don't care what you do with it. Please, I need your seat and a seat. Please just come. And I did get 60 people there, and it was in Virginia.
Right. And we kind of said, you know, you're going to obviously talk to people that you want there. If that's
right.
True, then find a friend. Have a friend lined up, not one that's already aware of what ASEA is, but
yes.
have a friend and turn around and say, look, you know, I promised I'd bring someone. Just do me a favor and come and be my person that I need there for tonight. So that that's somebody.
Right. And I always encourage them to bring and just say, listen, you and your friends are all going to want to know about this. If you can bring a friend, that's even better. Bring a friend.
And we can talk about if you're driving to things, you know, if you've invited somebody, immediately get that person to invite someone and that person to invite somebody, because if you fill the car, you've already got a downline there. If they're all excited with what they see, you know, you've already got somebody going, or one person to bring 2 of their friends, and they've got their binary qualification set up.
Yeah, exactly. It's perfect. So why don't I go to Joyce Gladstone, unless somebody does anybody have a question for Carolyn real fast? We'll go back and forth. All right, why don't I bring Joyce Gladstone on? She is in North Carolina. I don't know if John's with her or not, but I see her name. And she can tell us a little bit about how she's been doing parties and helping her downline get people there and getting her own people there and stuff. Joyce? Let's see if I can find her and unmute her. There we go. All right, Joyce, you're unmuted.
Okay, I'm unmuted. This is my work in the yard hairstyle. So it was
This is my Patrick Box's hairstyle.
Yeah, it's one of those beautiful days to get out. And I said, oh, heck, we're all family, so it doesn't make any difference. Okay,
right.
Here's John. Here's John. Well, we'll drive 4 hours to have in-homes too, Carolyn. So I just wanted to let you know we'll go wherever we need to go to make our hosts feel like they're important and what they're doing is important, and then enjoy meeting their guests. And so we have a very simple invitation. We just did this. Can you see this? Have sheet, and then we also have tickets that we were handing out, and I couldn't find the ticket, but you know, we did a ticket with the same information on it, and John would drive around and hand them out to people as we're going through. Here's John. Okay, as he's driving around doing his errands, he'll just hand out those tickets and say, you know, come to our house. And everybody knows he's a great cook, so we'll always have something delicious to eat, to munch on, which gets people there. Butts in seats is what you need to do, and that's what I've always said. You have to do that. So we have a pretty good team going here, because I sold in my past life, and this one too. I enjoy selling. I love closing. I love presenting. So that's my thing. And John keeps me on track with the science, because he's the engineer. Want to say something? Engineer?
Well, that pretty well said. That it's a good combination. Joyce enjoys selling and closing. I suppose I'm the consummate technocrat. I tell people why it works. That's sort of the bottom line. And I think the combination of the two approaches really is one reason for our moderate success so far.
Mm-hmm.
And I missed the first part of this, but I would just like to reiterate what Carolyn and Paul said, is that we have a deep commitment to those people that we have signed up. And we go to their houses. They have in homes. We'll go there and make a full presentation. We invite them to come over to our house. We have hosted in-house for the people that we have signed up, our downline people. Probably the most successful thing we did was basically, and we can't find any copy, but we just made up little tickets. A ticket to attend an ASEA meeting at our house with a date and time on it. And the person who has been the most prolific in our downline was a lady that I had known at the post office. She had her degree in geology, and of course I'm a geologist, mining engineer, and she always sort of kept up with what I was doing. And I noticed her hobbling in the post office, and I just gave her the ticket, and she came over, and she's been the most prolific person that yet we have to sign up. So and I think it all goes down really to making, when we close on it, it's basically, it's not just closing and ending a transaction or closing a transaction. You're actually opening one up, and hand in hand with that is a commitment to that person that you have signed up, and let them know that they are indeed the first thing we tell them is welcome to the ASEA family. And that's sort of how we approach it. We're Southern, we're folksy, we're homey, and not to be confused with homely, but homey. And this is how the standard that we're trying to set in our business, is that everybody that's on board knows that we're in a little boat right behind you. We're right there.
I like that. We're in a little boat. Yeah. Well, somebody had asked me one time, what do you do in an in-home? And we have pretty much the Terry Latham, Debbie Wessler agenda. So we always try to have the host introduce, and if the host has had their own testimony to give, then they'll start off with giving their testimony. So that kind of sets the pace. And then I love Terry Latham saying this. I said, well, now I do have this this PowerPoint. It's about 100 screens or something, but we can have just a 10-minute video. So what do you think? Hit play. And we only play about 10 minutes of Alan Noble's introduction to the Redux experience. I don't want to go into all the makeup, and I don't want to go into the vitamins in the introduction. We just do the ASEA in the bottle and the Renew 28, because I can always introduce more later, but right then I want to keep it simple. We always have a display with all the products, and after we do the film, then John gives his testimony. And for those of you who haven't heard John's testimony, how much time do we have, Debbie?
Well, we have another, I don't know how many new people we have on. If people can put in the chat bar if they've got new people, but go ahead and take, 3 or 4 more minutes.
At time. Well, okay, I'm going to put this up. Can you see? I mean, you haven't lived until you've seen John's liver. Here's John's liver. Can you see it?
Hold it a little bit closer to the camera.
Okay, and see, he even has a little duck right here too. So that's John's liver. And his story began in December of 2018 when you were diagnosed.
I was diagnosed with cholangiocarcinoma, which is sort of the kiss of death. It's like pancreatic cancer. Luckily, it turned out to be a what's called an HCC, a hepaticocarcinoma, and wasn't nearly the seriousness as the other, but it was still pretty bad. But long story short, I had been on ASEA for about 7 months prior to the diagnosis of this. Upon the diagnosis of it, I doubled my ASEA. I went to about 16 ounces a day. Long story short, the entire cancer was encapsulated within a membrane, and there's no invasion whatsoever into the surrounding liver tissue. My next door neighbor is a radiologist, and he said he'd been in practice for 40 years, and he had never seen a primary cancerous lesion in the liver to be totally encapsulated. And I think the reason I'm here speaking to you today is because of the ASEA. So we have a real firsthand experience with this product.
And when you give a testimony like that, and then John puts a little humor in it too, because I've known him for 5 years. Both of us lost our spouses of many, many years with this horrible disease, and then we found each other in 2014. And I had been on ASEA since 2011. I'm a young 77-year-old, and I would show him, here's my blood panel, John. We're eating the same food because you're cooking it, and that's wonderful. It's a jackpot this time. He cooks. And so I said, what's different in our lives? Do you think maybe it's that I take ASEA every day? And so I did do some real first-class nagging. And John finally said, your turn. All right.
Okay. In order to preserve some degree of domestic tranquility in our house, I will research this. I'll do true and honest research. And if I don't take it, if I don't like it, I don't want to hear another word about it. If I do like what I see, I will start taking it. I did my research, and I did it through on pubmed.gov,
Not Google.
as opposed to Google. And two things came out. One of them was, yes, indeed, the science behind ASEA is sound. And number two, something I never thought about, was I got a tremendous respect for the body's capacity to heal itself. And I think that was probably the most overwhelming part of the research that I did. And having been involved with ASEA for really going on now just a little bit over a year, I'm hearing more and more things, and more people talking about the evils of big farm. We actually met last week with a lady who was taking 18 pills a day. And the pills, the first pill was to treat the primary symptoms, and the other pills were to treat the secondary effects or the side effects of the pills that did this. It was just an ongoing daisy chain of pills with no end. And okay.
Is that good? That's good. Thank you. And all throughout, as I was trained when I was a state farm agent, you give information and then you ask if there's questions. And then you present something else. So after the film, John gives his testimony, and then we go right into the tasting of the liquid ASEA. And how does it taste, yada, yada, this is what it means. And then I think it's very important to know the genesis of the company, because the number one question that I had, even from my best friends, well, why can't I get this from my doctor? Why can't I get this from the pharmaceutical company? And I just answer that question up front, and then I don't have to bother with it anymore. Is that, and you all know the genesis of the SIA and what Mr. Norton did. And so then we do the Renew 28, the before and after. We always show Rosie's picture, and it's amazing the number of parents and grandparents that we're presenting to who have autistic children in their family. Well, we have an autistic grandchild, and Caleb has been on a SIA for just 3 months. When he came into the room and talked to his mother, and this is a child who has trouble with his gait, and he came into the room and held his hands up like a bird and was on 1 foot and said, "Look, Mom, I'm a bird." And then this child goes to the board at school and starts working long division. Nobody even knew he knew long division because these children live into their own little world, and they don't communicate a lot. And it's just amazing what has happened to this 10-year-old child. Children don't know a placebo. And I've had so many questions about Caleb when I show a picture of him and I talk about him. And I put him in our before and after pictures because I show Rosie, of course, is one of the favorites. And then I show several of the pictures of before and after. And then again, ask any questions. And what? Okay. Am I doing something wrong? No. Okay. And then I talk about the business that and briefly show the chart on what that is. And so that's what we do. And
Okay. And then do you have a closer? Because I know I talked to Carolyn earlier, because that is Terry Latham, and then he either has somebody there who can close. If he's doing it, he has somebody else do it. If he's there, he's the closer. Or he has somebody zoom in, or even just does a 3-way. And so you have a closer at the end also?
We haven't done that. We sometimes we call you know, you will close out a meeting for us, but
right.
But generally it's usually so late we just go ahead and try to close.
All right. Well, and I'm just trying to iterate the importance of that, because
Yes.
that's what most people are afraid of. You're not, because that's what you were in before. But other people know that they have a team and they can have somebody else either on a 3-way or on a Zoom, and they can be the ones that ask, are there any other questions, and what else would you need to hear in order to make a decision?
Mm-hmm.
Or however, they are, or they tell their big story at the end too. So I just want people to know that it is a team thing, and you can always line somebody up. There will be somebody available to do that, to help people. And Carolyn and Paul, did you want to mention anything else before we keep moving? Because then I'm going to ask for questions very quickly, and then I want to introduce the new people. No? Okay. So does anybody have any questions about an in-home and how easy it can be? Okay. Well, I hope you got some really good ideas, because these two people's businesses are continuing to move up and up. There are others. I'm not just pointing out the two of them, but I do know that they're doing in-homes, and they're being very successful in getting people to understand this and to sign up. So I wanted to congratulate them both and thank you for being on to share all this wonderful information with people. And I would now like, since it's getting to be closer to the end of the hour, if there's anyone that has anyone new on, and then maybe they have some questions, I would love to have them introduced. So does anybody have anybody new on? And if you're new and your sponsor isn't here or something, please feel free to introduce yourself.
I was just texting Jackson, who was with a client and was going to join us, so I'm not sure if he's on there yet.
Well, there's some iPhones, but I don't see a Jackson.
No.
There's
He'll
a
be on it.
Jack Scharf.
That's him.
Okay, Jack Scharf. Let me see if I can unmute him and. Oh, I unmuted him and he muted himself again. So,
All right, Jack. There you are.
all right, Jack. Hi. Welcome to the team.
Click your little microphone, Jackson, so we can hear you. We did a dry run last night, so hopefully he's able to figure out the buttons.
Well, he's unmuted. Jack, you probably just have to talk. Can you say hi?
Mhm.
I know it's not.
Well, I think I'm late. I'm late to the meeting, right?
There we are. You're right on time.
No, we're just introducing you because you're a new member of our team. And we'd love to have you tell us just a tiny bit about yourself and why you looked at ASEA.
Okay. All right. My name is Jackson Scharf, and I was surprised and pleased at a meeting that I was at my naturopath to learn about ASEA. And Pearl was so passionate and so convincing and actually so low key that my wife and I immediately connected with her. And my wife had back pain all that day. And Pearl put some, with permission, of course, put some Renew 28 on her back 3 times in 5 minutes, and the pain disappeared. We were so convinced, we were so pleased with it, decided that night that I needed to be part of the company. So I signed up as a preferred customer, and then 2 or 3 days later, after I did the research, I decided I wanted to become an associate. So that's what I am now, and I'm enjoying the leadership and the coaching of Pearl Bowen. She's absolutely amazing. I couldn't be more fortunate than having her as my mentor. So I'm really excited about it. I'm a very young, 83 years of age, and I know so many people can use this product, and I'm talking to several of them now, and this is a gift. I think I consider it a gift from God, and I just thank Pearl for being there at that meeting and for making it possible and with what this can help people's body do, because there's just so much sickness in our world. I I'm a insurance sales guy, and I do a lot of Medicare, and I see so many people on so many meds, and they have so many serious issues that their bodies don't know how to heal in the absence of the SIA. So I'm really excited about the future and all the people that I'm going to be able to help with this beautiful product.
Well, we are very excited to have you, Jackson.
You see any more?
And Pearl's been telling me a lot about you, and I also think I heard you on the Charge Up call one day. So, and you do have
Yes.
a wonderful mentor in Pearl. So we're so happy to have you on the team.
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being on. Do we have anyone else that's new on the call?
My name is Lazar.
Hi, Lazar.
Good. I live in New Jersey. And
Okay.
my upline is Tony in Maryland.
Tony in Maryland. Okay.
And yes, I heard about it 2 weeks, a week and a half ago when I went to visit him in Maryland. And
Yes.
we talked about it. I came home. I tried the renew. I love it. It works. And my wife tried. She loves it. I said, okay, let me just do it. I'm analytical. So I really did a lot of research. I'm electrical engineer in my background. So it's like a lot of, I have to make sure everything is like is correct. So and
Love those engineers.
I was lucky enough to have Dr. David Silverman come over here before yesterday on Saturday, and I
Right.
met him in New York. He was fabulous. So yesterday, it was yesterday or two. Yeah, I
Just
became a
don't tell
director.
him that, Lazar. He'll get a big head.
Pardon?
Just don't tell him that. He'll get a big head.
Yeah, it's fun. I have been involved before to different network marketing before, but this one, it's something else. This is like it's difficult to really pinpoint exactly what it is. It's like uh, people are genuine. People
Yes.
are. It's professional. It's different. I went to Jenny. Jenny, it's like it's it's mind blowing. So I'm so thankful and grateful to be part of the team, and thank you for having me here.
We are very happy to have you on the team. So you and your wife saw results pretty quickly, it sounded like.
Very quick.
Very wonderful. All right. Well, I look forward to meeting you in person at some point too.
Thank you so much. Me too.
Absolutely. Thank you for introducing yourself.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? I don't know that Dwayne and Shannon, they've been in ASEA for a while, but they're not on the phone call very often. Dwayne and Shannon, are you there? They live in Colorado Springs. They come to all the meetings in the Denver area. We've been friends for a long time. So how are you?
Hey.
Can you turn your video on for just a second or no?
I don't know. I'm on a different computer.
Okay. All right. Well, she's very attractive with dark hair.
Oh,
And, she's done conventions and stuff like that, but I just don't see you on the team phone call very often. So I just wanted to introduce you.
Oh, well, thank you. No, I definitely I appreciate these calls, and it's amazing that in the first 5 minutes of a call you hear 2 testimonials that relate to 2 people that you personally know.
Absolutely.
So it's really integral, and I definitely appreciate everybody that puts time and effort into these calls, and that you guys put this out there for everyone.
Thank you, Shannon. We appreciate you also. And I just wanted you to say hi.
Well, thank you.
All right. If there's nobody else new, I'll just say very quickly, does anybody have a question about anything? I didn't make announcements. David is going to be in Las Vegas June 20th with Terry Truesdale and Christine. So he'll be doing a big event there. That is the start of Denny's Diamond Days. I'll be at Denny's. The diamonds will all be featured live on Facebook, and you can go to your Facebook page, and if it's live, it'll pop up on your notification, and we'll all be doing that on, I believe it's Thursday night, the 24th. I believe that's what it is. Let me just look at that. Or maybe it's Wednesday night. We'll make sure and get it out, but I guess it's Wednesday night, the 24th. We're all going to be on Denny's deck. So we'll be doing a live presentation for anybody to get on and use that also as an in-home if you want, because you'll be hearing from all the different diamonds. Not only you'll hear product testimonials, and you'll hear some business testimonials also, I'm sure. And so most of us will be there. And I will tell everybody just to go to ateamsupport.com. You can sign in by the password associate with a capital A, and make sure you sign your name, especially if you're new, to get her newsletter. If you get her newsletter, it will tell you where all the events are across the country. It will also give you the flyers if you need them. It will also allow you to register. There's register clicks and everything like that. So I'm just going to say that if you can go to A-Team Support and just sign up for the newsletter, you'll know what the different announcements and the all that kind of stuff is for the week. She puts them up every week. And you'll also know some of the rank advancements and stuff, because if they get to bronze or above, she always puts their picture and their name on. So you can kind of keep track of your team that way.
Hey, Deb.
Yes.
We're also down in Melbourne, Florida on Saturday doing a presentation at 10 o'clock in the morning for Danielle's group.
Oh, okay. At 10 in the morning. All right, perfect. So in Melbourne, Florida, that's around Cape Canaveral, all that place. So if you've got anybody there, and it's not very far to get, even from Orlando, it's only an hour. That's where I fly into if I go there. So if you've got anybody in that area, make sure you get in touch with either Carolyn or Danielle if you'd like to, and they'll make sure and greet people and make sure they get their questions answered. Okay?
Good.
All right.
Debbie, one question. I want to find out, would it be possible for Joyce Gladstone to share the invitation letter that they had, to just have a feel and see how I can probably use that too to do my introduction?
The ticket? Yes. So let me put my, if you will text me.
Okay.
And let me put my phone number in for you, because I don't know that you have it. But anybody can have it. So
I think
I'll put it to the chat bar right now. It's 301-802-3822, but I just typed it in. You can text me your email, and Joyce can text you the ticket thing that they use, because that's been very successful for them.
Yeah.
And the Evite, okay?
Great. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. We got that idea from another guy in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
See, we share ideas. We're one big happy team.
Good.
All right. Well, I'm going to unmute everybody and let everybody say goodbye. I'm just going to go quick, stop the recording.